Happy December something, peepees. Today we are going to share about our lesbian weekend from heaven and the 10 things that we love most about this. No.
Yeah.
Or 10 like products, not our things we like most.
Things that
things
made 2024 that you might want.
I keep thinking it's 2025.
I don't know what year it is ever.
So if you need to get last minute gifts, this is your epi.
Hello and welcome to Staying Up with Cami and Taryn. I'm Cami.
And I'm Taryn. And every night we get to have a sleepover, but every week we invite you to join us.
Thanks for staying up.
Hi, honey.
Hi, baby.
And hi, peepees.
I had a little crisis the other day.
Hop right in.
You know how we posted that whole episode about baby names that we like?
I did know.
Okay, so I keep getting fed TikToks now of baby names, and I am realizing
Oh, fuck.
that everyone and their motherfucking mothers wants boy names for girls.
Yeah.
It's like, that is not unique at all. Not that I thought it was unique.
No. Yeah.
But
it
is so popular that every single little girl born in the next few years and probably born in the past few years is going to have like a little, I almost just said the name. I was going to give an example and I almost just said our name. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That, because I
So,
remember thinking that was cool when I was little. Being like, oh my God, I always wish my name was Riley or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, that was a thing. And that was
we all
cool.
wanted those to be our names. So now we're naming our little girls the names we wished we had.
I think like older siblings started having like the generation like 10 years older than us, I feel like.
Yeah.
Didn't do that as much as we thought they would. It was like my niece's name is Mia.
Yeah.
But then they just had another daughter and her name is Cody.
Yeah, now it's happening.
It's happening.
So I'm really nervous we're going to lose our girl name. And that was the first name you and I like agreed on, were set on, really felt like this could be our kid's name.
I don't think we're going to lose it. And
I have seen it in, not in the main videos typically, but in many a comments.
Yeah.
And that will kill a name for me. So I'm a little spooked, and I just wanted to share that I'm having a bit of a crisis. But in a more positive note, you know how my period came a week early?
I did know that, and that did stink.
Guys, it was weird, and it stressed me out because for IVF, like you call on the first day of your period, like every treatment starts at the beginning of your period. So I'm really scared for it to be off.
Me too. I told my mom. I'm like, Cam's period came.
I told my mom about us. Yeah, like it stresses me out because as we shared with the PPs, we have to decide if we do that test.
Yeah.
And all of our chat about the test is like, well, we want to be careful. We don't want to lose embryos. There's 1,000,001 reasons we could lose an embryo besides the results of this test. And I'm like, damn, is my period being a week early messing up? But I saw a TikTok that said, did your period come late or early this week?
Mine came late.
On or around the 15th on Sunday, which is when my period started.
So did mine, honey.
No, yours didn't start on the same day as me. You got yours a different day. You already had it while we were in Joshua Tree.
I got it on Saturday.
Yeah, I got it on Sunday. But then maybe you're this too because you got it around it. Sunday was a full moon.
Yeah.
So when your period tries to sync with the full moon, it means that you're a red witch.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't see that in Wicked.
Incredibly powerful. So it might be a good thing.
Sorry, that's all that we know. You're
Well,
a red witch and you're powerful.
Basically, what do you mean how long?
How long do my powers last?
It's not like a Mario star. Just like depending on when your period comes, it's like you're a different kind of witch.
Honey, I'm going to need more. If I'm going to lean into my power, I need more.
Okay, so on my
Period tracker app?
yeah, it used to tell me what I was. Where is it? It like explained what kind of witch I am because of where I fall. Oh,
wait. This is on your period tracker app? Not on...
I learned this on TikTok, but my period tracker is like a very witchy period tracker. It's Stardust.
There are witchy
And it's like a cycle
tracker.
type. This one says red moon. I think it adjusted because mine just did. As a red moon cycler, you menstruate when the moon is full.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Have you ever had that?
It says when the moon is full. It's easy to remember. When the moon is full, so are your underpants.
Jesus Christ, Stardust. Well, what do we do with this power?
It says that you're supposed to lean into your like dark feminine energy.
Okay.
And then I looked into, I forget what the term is, but there's like a specific part on your chart you're supposed to look at.
Okay.
And mine is Sagittarius 4th house, which basically means that I have like a lot of childhood trauma and that I can get really emotional easily. Like everything I read, I was like, yeah.
Wait, honey,
yeah.
your period coming a week early means you have childhood trauma?
No. It led me to like, it said lean into your dark feminine energy.
Yes.
Your dark feminine energy
Yes.
is a specific part on your chart
Okay.
that you should look up.
Okay.
Let me see if I have the name in my
But
search history so I can.
Could you explain perhaps why looking into your dark feminine
Your
energy?
Lilith placement.
Not the Lilith.
Placement.
Not
and
the
mine
Lispy.
was Sag 4th house in Lilith. And it just meant
Honey,
like.
you are speaking a language that is, you're really leaning into this red witch dark lady,
Yeah, because I was
dark lady energy.
pissed that my period came a week early, and now I'm like, am I gonna know when it's gonna come in January?
Yeah.
How do we plan? How do we prepare? And then it was like, no, this is good. Your body's just syncing with the full moon
Well,
because you're powerful. And I was like, yeah, I am.
I'm happy for you.
So that's all.
I'm sad for me
Why?
because of the drones.
Oh, guys.
You guys. Okay, I don't know if people outside of America know that this is happening. Even in America, I just found out yesterday.
I have been thrilled that you haven't found this out. It's been going on for like 3 weeks.
Wait,
a month.
you really have been? You knew that?
Yes, you said this last night. You're like, you know about the drones? And I was like, duh.
No, I'm saying you were happy that I didn't know about it
Yes.
because you knew I'd be scared.
Yes.
You guys, I'm
and
so
you
scared.
were.
The TLDR is there are just tons of drones over New Jersey right now.
It's not just New Jersey.
But it's mostly over New Jersey. And there is no explanation. The government won't explain it. No one is talking about, like, no one of authority is explaining what's happening.
The way you said that sounded like Game of Thrones.
No
like,
one of
no
smart.
one of smart county knows.
But I found out about it because a girl that I work with is from New Jersey, and she told me, and I was like, that's really
video?
scary. Yeah, she sent me a video of the drone very low over her home.
Flashing.
And then last night I really got into it on
Right
TikTok.
before bed.
Right before bed, you guys. And I gave myself a little panic attack.
Fully. She's like, aren't you scared? And I was like, no, I'm not scared, babe. It's okay.
I got the kind of panic that you feel it take over your whole body from head to toe. You get like
fully disassociated.
Yeah, you get like really cold and really hot. And then I felt like, who am I and where am I? And like, is any of this real? And I had like a full like, oh boy moment. Honey. And that is my scariest disassociative panic is my I hate. It is so uncomfortable for me. So I had it for about 10 minutes and then I put on my comfort Netflix movie, set it up, and I fell asleep.
Immediately,
brother.
Baby.
Anyway, I'm scared. We might get taken fucking down or up. Beam me up, Scotty. Take me down to hell. Who's to say?
Within that, I did see another TikTok where I get all my information.
That's my that's where my baby gets her news.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's why I knew about the drones 4 weeks before you did.
It's beautiful. Are you prepared for it to leave us?
What?
TikTok? They officially said today it's leaving.
It's not.
They said today it's leaving.
It's not.
I'm just saying.
She ain't going nowhere.
You've got,
if I have to watch Instagram Reels, I will.
Very quickly, we need to take an app. We need to make an app that can help you download all of your liked TikToks.
I think that exists somewhere.
Okay, well.
I don't want that though. I don't like to rewatch stuff like you do. Like I need new, fresh content.
It's like my journal.
All the time. Yeah.
I go through my likes and I'm like, oh, I remember that day.
I remember where I was when I laughed at that. But I saw a TikTok today that was saying everyone keeps up. So with the drones, there are some theories that the drones are U.S. military drones.
Yeah.
And they are looking at these like orb things. Mm-hmm. And some people think the orbs are aliens. Mm-hmm. People are saying, or even if, side note from the drones, just like there's been a lot of UFO sightings, whatever.
Yes.
For a long time, people are like, oh, the aliens are coming. What do they want from us, et cetera, et cetera. I saw a TikTok that is way more in line with my thoughts on like they've just have always lived in the ocean. They came from there. Mm-hmm. They said, what if they're not coming? What if they're leaving? And why is there any reason to flee a place? Like birds fly south for the winter. Like you only do that because there's danger.
Why are you telling me this right now?
Yeah, maybe.
Honey, what the actual fuck are you doing?
I'm just saying, the aliens are like, we out of here. You humans suck. It's because we're ruining our planet. We've been knowing this.
They also have been knowing this. It's not like suddenly.
I know, but maybe they're like too far gone. We cannot save this planet. No viable life here.
I don't know a word for like I guess irate would be the word. I am devastated. I am.
Okay, moving on. Next time.
I am.
What are you, baby? Tell me.
You know what I am?
What?
I'm disappointed you brought this up here.
Listen.
I'm disappointed that you chose to bring our fun staying up podcast where we stay up with the world.
Yeah, we are. Stay up.
And re-trigger me from the evening.
Honey, listen.
Tell me something that's going to make me feel better.
It's going to happen.
That doesn't make me feel better.
It's not a big deal.
It doesn't make me feel better.
We got to just live our little lives.
If aliens are fleeing the planet because we are too far gone, that's not so like, it's going to happen.
But maybe better than if they're coming to take us over and kill us all.
They were never going to do that.
Yeah, I didn't believe it. I'm so on team alien.
This is hard to come back to for me because we had such a great weekend. Guys, we had the most idyllic lesbian little sleepover.
It was literally a day. And when I left, even though I was deeply hungover, I said...
She was dead.
I said, thank you for such a good week to somebody. And I was like, it was a day.
It was also, we got back from like this one mega day of hanging out that felt like a million years. And we're all texting in the group chat like we were there for a week.
Yeah.
Like
so many inside jokes.
So
much going on every day. And it's still blowing up.
Our friends asked us to go to watch meteors in Joshua Tree. Meteor shower. Which, who the fuck knows if those were even meteors?
Probably aliens.
Fuck. What if they were just drones? And we were like, oh, so beautiful. It's like a military drone. So dumb. And you guys, we had just the most special. Yeah. Wasn't it such a special day and evening and morning?
There are times in your life as an adult where you hang out with a group of people, and it is very easy for a group of people to go wrong, for there to be a pain points. It was one of those like moments where I was like, this is how friendship should be. This is how like adults hanging out should be. Everything from like helping everyone, pitching in, to the conversations, to the silliness, everything. And it was like, sweet.
It was so well planned, which I love because I feel like we're always the planners on trips.
Maybe that was it. I actually felt a little guilt. I had anxiety the next day because I was hungover, but I was like, I didn't do enough. I wasn't the one cooking. I got up to go clean the dishes because I was like, okay, that's always how I step up. I'm like, I will clean. And when I got up to go start dishes,
everyone was like,
everyone had risen and we all did it together. Not a single person like sat and chilled.
It's that feminine instinct. When you see another lady working, you're like, I can't let her do this by herself.
Community witches.
We are witches. We're red witching together. And
that is just like so hot about women. We're so
crafted.
Cool.
We felt it, you guys. We learned a new, it was actually crazy.
So obsessed.
There's like this hobby, I guess, that people have done probably for a while called felting, where like you have this like a bunch of loose wool.
Yeah.
Is it wool?
It's wool. And you just poke
it with like a needle basically over and over again until
stabbing ourselves.
Creates like a little creature, like a little... Everyone was making different little things.
I love being around people who can get so entranced by a hobby too.
Oh my God.
I feel like when I started getting my like ADHD focus, I was like, shit, I'm going to want to do this all weekend. Back. But then everyone wanted to do it.
Everyone did it. It's magic. To the point where we didn't go outside. We're in Joshua Tree, beautiful place. We didn't go outside for like 6 hours. And someone was like, we got to go on a walk, you guys. And it was like, oh, fuck.
Right
like,
now.
We had all these little felt creatures around us. We didn't even realize what we had done.
Pry that needle out of my hands.
But the coolest part is that I have been researching, like trying to learn about raising a boy. If we have a boy, I want to know what their experience is like in the world. And there's a lot of stuff coming out that like young men are struggling more than any other demographic has struggled in centuries. Like they're like younger boys in America.
And I want everyone to like sit with that for a minute, because I think it's very easy to hear that and be like, oh, young boys are having a hard time. I think it's very easy to go there because categorically, like you're not a minority group. You are not having a hard time in that sense.
Yep.
And I think when we first talked about this a few years ago, that was my initial thoughts, to just be like, they're fine, like grow up. But if you think about it with that mindset, that is pushing these young boys to go to like a darker place, to have really horrible role models who tell them, no, you are perfect.
Yeah.
So it's like, I want to challenge everyone who I know there are some listeners right now being like, oh, we're worried about the young boys of this country. You know what I mean?
Yes. And that is obviously not my point at all. I'm just trying to like be a future good mom and like understand what a lot of men are going through, because Cammie and I are not men. And every fucking school shooter for the most part is a little boy under 20. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Crime is normally a man. Like a lot of the bad shit happening is because of men. And I would like to have a son, so I'm not going to just think in my head like, oh, all men are bad then, because I know a lot of great men. So how do we raise a good one? What do we do? How do we make sure they have the proper experiences and tools and compassion to not be one of these horrible men in the world?
And some of the things that I have learned of recent, and you can take this for what you will, but they're like facing unemployment and relationship issues at a much higher rate than they ever have. Like young men under 30 are experiencing increased unemployment and challenges in forming stable relationships, with many lacking economic means to pursue romantic opportunities, meaning like they just don't have what they have to even like feel comfortable taking women on dates and trying to pursue people. They don't feel confident in themselves. Sense. And then incels, I feel like, happen. So there's that piece.
Well, even that makes sense. Like very like heteronormative relationships where there are people who want that. There's nothing wrong with wanting, like if you're a woman dating a man and you want to be a stay-at-home mom and cook and clean, you want a provider, there's nothing wrong with that dynamic. The problem is pushing that dynamic on others.
Totally.
But if you want that dynamic and you see your value as a man being like, I'm a provider, and you can't provide, your mental health would deteriorate if you want that kind of relationship, or you are only finding partners who want that from you.
Yeah.
And maybe you can't give that.
Women are like having higher standards now as we become more like financially independent.
We are
like,
financially independent. So it's like,
and so
what can you add?
The pool of what straight women want from a man is just, it's getting tighter and tighter. And then it leaves most straight men that are young to kind of be like, well, fuck, I like, you know, and then they get more depressed.
Yeah.
On mental health, young men are disproportionately affected by issues such as self-harm, violence, and substance abuse. Men account for 3 out of 4 homeless individuals in the majority of opioid addiction cares. 4 out of 5 suicide victims are men, underscoring a deep-rooted mental health crisis. So then there's like their mental well-being. And then
something's up. Yeah, it's like clearly
the average wealth of men under 40 has decreased by 24% over the past 40 years.
What I'm curious with like the wealth statistics is that proportionate to everybody else? That's the only thing I'm curious about. Like, is it disproportionate? Is it because finally there are more women being accepted into, you know what I mean? Like some of that is just maybe not necessarily a problem.
Totally.
Or not a single problem to just men.
The learning, though, is that regardless of what it is, women have been coming out of a forever oppression, and we are starting to thrive largely in part to the fact that women help women.
Well, we've had to fight more. We've had to build up other resources other than just financial.
Totally.
So now that we also have financial stability,
Yeah.
we also have the other tools because we started there. We laid such a good foundation where a lot of men didn't.
And we also have support groups. And like if you look at college, say like college websites, and they talk about all the groups that they have under a college, it's like women in STEM, women who do this, women. There's not very many right now, like men in finance.
Men aren't just sitting and having these conversations.
Yes.
It's like they're just not.
And I know it sounds ridiculous. I'm not trying to say men don't have anything. I'm saying
no, they're not facilitating that for themselves. This isn't like a wow, men need help. It's women have we've made this for ourselves.
Yes.
So if we're going to have a son, how do we make sure he has the support that we just got this weekend. Like, we would be having the silliest, goofiest time one second.
Yeah.
And then in a deep conversation the next, talking about like childhood trauma and problems we're facing right now. Like,
Totally.
During our white elephant, we broke out Taryn's Tumler deck and started reading questions. And then we forgot we were playing white elephant and we're answering these deep questions. Like, I don't think the majority of men would ever do that. Most men come back from like a boys trip and it's like, what'd you talk about? And they're like, good, I don't know.
Yeah.
Golf.
100%. I knew you were going to say golf because I was
Couldn't think about anything else.
But like, that whole trip, I was just reminded of like, one last piece that I want to say is that men feel weird about mentoring younger men. Like a lot of men feel like because of what has happened in like the Catholic Church or things at like a large scale, like men being with a younger man alone, they feel like that they get looked at weird for that. So there are much less men mentors.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of like, girl with like women with girls trying to like mentor them. And like a lot of the programs are facilitated more towards that than they are the other way.
Yeah. I think also like women typically have to struggle to get to where they are, where I think some women might want to like turn up their nose at that and just be like, I had to work my ass off. And like, I think the generation above us can be like really toxic. Oh, we were even talking about that recently of like an older boss is that like cutthroat, like I'm going to be like one of the boys to prove my worth. Where I feel like our generation, we're like, yeah, I had to blood, sweat, and tears to get here. I don't want you to have to do that.
Totally.
We're like our like parents in a little younger generation are more like, I busted my ass, you do it too.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have any like stepping stone, where I feel like we want to change that.
Yeah. And I guess just all of that to say, I like shared some of that this weekend when we were away, because I was just thinking like, my guy friends are not doing this. They're not doing this.
Your guy friends will do it because you're facilitating it.
And my guy friends are, I would say, a lot more like emotionally open than the average guy our age.
Yeah.
And like,
but I think in large part to you being their friend for so many years.
Totally.
So,
but it's like, you don't have this like dynamic. It feels like young guys are not having this like dynamic of friendships where it's like, you go away, you have deep talks, you laugh, you cry, you do poppers, you do you're quilting for 4 hours, you're talking about how insane stars are and what happened to JohnBenet Ramsey. And then you go back to being like, are you okay? Like, I'm really sorry that's going on with your family. And like, you leave feeling like community is real. Like that felt very tribal to me, where I was like, oh, this is what I bet being in a tribe would feel like. Yeah. Like we're all helping each other in different ways and bringing out different things in each other. And it all does something. And I just don't, I feel sad that
we make our own
like,
communities.
Yeah.
But I think it's hard when like women are the backbone of most communities.
Yeah.
So like, where do we go from here? Because we know we want this for our son. We know we want him to feel safe and be able to like have a community. But one person wanting this, one boy wanting this does not change anything. Yeah. So it's like schools need to facilitate this more. Like groups of parents need to facilitate this more. I don't know. Or maybe if we all raised young boys to be more sensitive and communicative about their feelings. Yeah. Maybe if parents talk to their boys more about it, then the boys would talk to the boys more about it. I'm not really sure where the solution is, I feel.
There's in like the very small thing that like stuff that I've looked at in this, it's like a lot of the solutions have to be done on like a mass community scale. Like cities need to pay for more like older brother programs or whatever that thing's called. Big brother
big
programs.
Sister.
Yeah, like stuff like that. It's like, how do we facilitate that? We also need to have like spaces in schools that like facilitate community between boys and stuff like that. Like, I don't know. I don't know if that's sports.
It's like
I don't know if
community
that's...
for boys growing up really is sports. I can't really think of a lot of groups where I feel like a lot of girls have like other groups to join.
Yeah. I don't know, but I just was so grateful this weekend for that. And I felt like whoa, like this is a fresh take on what adulthood as a woman can be, where it's like we were all basically in our 30s and we are like have disposable income, which is lovely. We don't have kids yet, and we're enjoying company of other people.
Yeah.
And trying to bring out the best in each other. And it was people that some of them we've never hung out with before, and like it still got there, which was really nice.
Comfortable. It was so balanced.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just felt
I
really
wish that for everyone, for like, especially adults too. Like I know we talked about like young boys struggle with this, but I think most adults also struggle with this.
Totally.
Like I think people are really jealous when girls have like a good group of girlfriends.
Yeah.
Because not everybody has that. And I think it'd be hard. So to find that in new people is so rare and so special.
Totally.
It was really cool.
I hope everyone liked us. Do you think they liked us?
I don't know. I hope so.
Did you guys like us?
Are you guys listening?
I don't think any of them would listen. Maybe a couple.
Wow. Not you dissing all our...
No, I'm saying it's like, you know, when you're friends with people, you don't like always listen to their stuff.
No, yeah. At least not 30 minutes into it. They're gone. They listen
still
to
here, girls? One question for the peepees and for all, for anyone who sees this. I want you to tell us, honestly, below, wherever this is, I need you to go down
wherever below is.
and tell us what your best guess, if your life was on the line and you had to best guess what happened to JohnBenet.
Oh my God.
What happened to JohnBenet?
Oh, listen,
That's all.
I don't
just
think
want
we're
honest
ever going to really
answers.
know.
I hate that we'll never know.
The only thing I do know is that whether her family was involved or not, the way the media handled it is appalling.
Terrible.
The way they even talked about JohnBenet Ramsey after she had passed, calling her like the little beauty.
Little beauty. I'm like, bleh.
Disgusting.
Yeah.
And they need to like go to trial for what they did.
Yeah.
But
I hate that we'll never know.
I know.
Sickening.
Okay, I know it is, I don't know, how many days? 7, 8, whatever. A week and some change away from Christmas. So hopefully Hanukkah. So hopefully you are done holiday shopping for your family members, your friends, whoever you're getting gifts for. But we're not. So we figured maybe some of you weren't either. I just thought it could be fun to share like what are some of our favorite things that we discovered throughout the year.
Yep.
It doesn't have to be like the favorite things. Even these cups we're using right now, I'm like, I love these cups. They're from Target. That is not part of our list. But I just thought we should share like what we liked this year, and then maybe some of the peepees will like them and want to get them for someone on their list.
None of these are sponsored, correct?
Nothing sponsored. It's
Lovely.
just, these are just things that like added value to our lives.
I just wanted to point that out in case people are like, oh, they making them say that. These are genuinely our top things.
I the other day I was like, can you get a list together of 5 things that like genuinely made you happy this year? Like, and she's like events, and I was like, no, like something that people could buy somebody for a gift.
Baby said,
it's just a little gift guide.
Experiences, no. Money material things.
Well, no, make it easy on the peepees.
Yeah, let's do it.
What's your first thing?
My first thing is these men's pants that I'm currently wearing from Abercrombie.
Yes,
they're like,
and the hoodie, honestly, not to like add 2 items in one.
But they're like baggy carpenter jeans, and for any of the like non-femmes in your life that, especially tall people.
Oh yeah.
If your person or your friend or whoever, even guys as well, whoever, if you want to get them,
you could buy it.
You could buy these for anybody. But my thing is like, I never ever wore men's pants. I would always shop for like men's sweaters or men's like, I don't know, other things.
Tops, yeah.
But I was always too scared to go for pants because I just like
pants can be tricky because men's body types are typically more like straight.
Yeah.
Like it obviously everyone's body type is very different, but the standard sizing when you shop in men's is like the waist is the widest part and then it's straight. And that's not typically how a lot of women's bodies are. So it can be daunting when you want to dress like a little bit more masculine because you also don't then want stuff to like not fit properly.
Yep.
So it could just be difficult.
And I just saw these pants when we were there, and I had a whim of bravery, and I was like, I'm just going to grab them and try them on, because it always feels really weird to me sometimes to grab things from the boys' side just because you
really
not I feel people looking at me.
Really?
Yeah, and I don't like that.
That's so fucking dumb.
It's not like that with hoodies, but with the pants or like,
yeah.
I don't know, something about that feels different.
It's clothing.
I know.
The way we like gender things is so
it's
silly.
ridiculous. But I tried these pants on and was immediately obsessed. I wear them all the time.
And they fit perfectly.
They're longer than because like men's pants.
I think Abercrombie does have different lengths too.
Yes.
So if somebody out there is wanting like a curvy available men's style but is shorter, you can still probably wear these too. They do have like short ones.
So yeah, that, and then I guess I'll just add this sweater because people always ask me where I get my hoodies, and this hoodie specifically always gets so much love. It is just an Abercrombie
just really rocked it with the basics all of a sudden.
Unisex basic, and it is thick but so cozy, and I have it in a few colors.
It is a perfect
for
hoodie.
More for Christmas.
It's the shoulders that like slouch down, the wide arm. It is like
it's the best.
Perfect basic hoodie. I want to know what person at Abercrombie designed it because they deserve a little pat on the back.
Perfect person.
Perfect. Okay, my first thing is the L'Occitane shower oil.
Obsessed.
God, I love that stuff. I did work with them a while ago, and I was like, please work with me forever because I, for free, am shouting this to anyone who will listen. I gifted some of it. The L'Occitane is hard. I don't ever want to gift it, even though I have a lot of it because I love it so much.
It's such a nice
and I just go
brand.
Through it a little too quick. I did just while I was trying to find all the products because I'll link it in the description if you guys, so you don't have to like write down what we're saying. Honey? No, it's so itchy. Oh. But I found that they had like a big refillable like bottle thing. I need that because the smell.
What's a shower oil, honey?
It's just like a body wash, but it's an oil. It like foams up a little bit, but not too much. It smells so fucking good.
It smells so good.
So you can use it just as like normal body wash if you want. I like to use it to shave. So I have a lot of favorite body washes. So I'll body wash with my washcloth, then use a scrub. And then I use this, put it all over, shave. And when you get out, you feel like you already have lotion on.
Yes, amazing.
Oh, and then you can use the after shower oil. Oh my God.
Oils are so great.
Oils.
No one's talking about oils.
I'm always talking about oils. It's all I fucking talk about. Since the day I started on social media, I've been praying people will use oils.
Love an oil.
God, oils are the magic elixir to life.
It's beautiful.
If you have an issue on your body, an oil is a solution.
Avocado
castor
oil,
argan oil, anything. Oils.
Next for me is...
Oh, she brought a prop.
I have it here. It is a book called Very Good Copy, 207 Micro Lessons on Thinking and Writing Like a Copywriter. I've been very excited for this book to come out because I follow this writer on... I don't know if I found him on LinkedIn. I don't think I did. I think I found him on something else.
Found someone on LinkedIn. It's crazy.
Well, my LinkedIn is like all copywriting stuff.
I know.
I don't think I did because I've been on his newsletter for a long time. But his name is Eddie Schleiner. Crazy last name. Creator of the hit copywriting newsletter. And this book is so good for anyone that writes or cares about writing at all because the first half is about thinking like a copywriter. So it's like how to reframe the ways that you think when you're writing anything.
Yeah.
And then the second half is like actually proactive tips. But the best part about this whole book is that the chapters are so short. Like this says
so digestible.
400 words on advice for young creative people. This one is 200 words on pain versus pleasure. It is like if I ever do write my own book with like little essays, it would be exactly like this. It's just iconic. So
yeah,
highly recommend this book.
Who do we recommend the book for? Who in their life?
Just anybody who has to write at all for work or likes to write.
Okay.
In like your personality. Like it's not just about advertising.
Okay.
I love it. Great book.
It. Good one, Bubba.
Go ahead.
My second one is my gray Cezanne sweater.
All yours have such sexy names. My L'Occitane oil, my gray Cezanne sweater.
I am not wearing it right now. Actually, this is from Cezanne, but not this sweater. It is a big oversized cardigan. Well, I got it in a large because I do feel that the brand runs a little bit small. And I wanted a big, like, cozy oversized thing. I've never had wool anything, a wool sweater. Especially being vegan, I like cut wool out of my wardrobe too. But I've recently like looked into brands that are, even with our felting, you have to shave them. I think these ones are alpaca. The Othello sweater, you have to like that to keep their health. So as long as you're going to like a proper place that isn't harming the animal in any way, it's 100% ethical. So just look into where you're getting your wool and make sure it's good quality. But I didn't know this with wool. I was nervous because I was like, oh, how am I going to keep it clean? Like, you can't really wash them. They don't hold on to odor. Wool doesn't.
I didn't know that.
I wear this sweater all the time. I like lounge in it. That big, you know the one I'm talking about? The big gray. I wore it when I was hungover the other day, like all day.
Yes. It's so cute.
Keep waiting for it to like have a little bit of a smell. It somehow holds on to like a perfume smell, but no negative odors.
No stinky odor.
It smells so good where I feel like I didn't want to invest in like a proper wool sweater. It's so nice. I think it's a luxury that I feel like people don't think to buy for themselves.
Yeah.
So if you want to like, especially if you want to impress like a mother-in-law vibe, get her a super cozy sweater. It's like a little bit luxurious, a little bit more expensive.
How expensive was that, you think?
I think it was like $150.
Okay.
So it's like I'm not really wanting to buy. Yeah,
like
I wear it at least once a week.
Yeah.
So it's become such a staple in my closet. Now I would buy it for myself.
Yeah.
But I think sometimes it's like, ooh, I don't want to invest in like a more expensive sweater.
She woolly likes it.
I would like it.
You want to do another one?
What's the next one?
My next one is a game called Quacks of Quedlinburg.
Oh gosh.
I'm looking at it now. It's just off camera. It's a very sexy, beautiful game.
Y'all, it sounds so corny, but it's so fun.
It's like, we love a board game in my family, and my friends also love a good board game, and a friend brought this game to us and said, I know sounds fucking so stupid. It's called Quacks of Quedlinburg, and you make potions. And I promise if you play it once, you will love it. And that is exactly what happened. We absolutely fucking loved it. We've taught friends. We talk about it very often. It's very like, if you
We're playing it tonight, baby.
We're playing it tonight. We're having some friends over to play Quacks.
Just a Quacks night.
We call it Quacks. It's very like, Settlers of Catan, but shorter and more dynamic, I would say.
It sounds complicated at first, but it's really not.
Yeah.
Like you play one time and you're like, I'm locked in.
So if you come from a game fam, if you have anyone that would love a game, do it. Quacks of Quid.
I feel like when people do Tinder profiles and stuff, I can't believe everyone's first question isn't like, are you or aren't you a gaming family?
100%.
Because it's almost as important like, do you or don't you want kids?
It's as important as like, do you drink or not?
Yeah. If you're joining a gaming family and you're not a gaming person,
you've signed yourself up for a life of depression.
Horrific. Because like, you don't want to say no all the time. That would be really hard.
Like, if you weren't a gamer coming into my family,
I'd be screwed.
It's all we do, you guys. I'm not joking. We go home for the holidays and it's like, what are we playing?
Not even home for the holidays. We'll spend like an evening with your parents and it's like, what game should we play?
Yeah.
We are gaming. We're together. We're gaming.
We're playing cards. We're playing a board game.
Yeah.
We're puzzling.
You got to get on board. We're what?
Puzzling.
Oh God, I can't wait to puzzle over Christmas.
Big time, baby.
Okay, my next one, going from luxury down to affordable. I got this brown faux suede tote bag off of Amazon. I use that thing every day. I get so many compliments on it.
It's really cute.
Everyone asks me, they're like, where's this bag from? And they think it's expensive. I'm like, $25, Amazon. It is so nice. Fits my laptop. It came with a little pouch. So I put all my shit in the pouch, zip it up so I can swap bags.
You love your little pouch. I have been seeing you with that pouch.
I do love my pouch. That bag has brought me so much joy. And I just like bought it on a whim. I was like, whatever. I need a new bag for the fall. I love it.
Iconic.
And I'm obsessed with brown right now. So it's great.
It's cute. I love it. Wow, I just spit. My fourth, I didn't write a fifth, so I'm gonna have to think of something. But my fourth is, there is this brand called Evolve Together. Why are you laughing?
You're just so cute.
What's so cute about this?
Because
tell me.
I knew you were gonna have an easy time making this list. I can never think of things that when someone's like, what are some things you like? I don't know. I blank. And I have like a lot of little things that I like. But you are so good at like curating your list of whether it's like movies you like. You are good at saying these are my favorite things in any category. When I get asked what a favorite is, I like get so stumped. Like even that you thought of these, you do love your lotions, your hand sanitizer. Like you do love this brand. But I wouldn't have even thought about it.
I love this brand.
Go ahead, continue. Sorry.
I just thought of some other options for my fifth one. I'm going to have to choose.
Well, there you go.
Evolve Together is a skincare brand, I believe. They have the best smelling, in like a sexy way, the best smelling hand sanitizer, which is really hard to do. It also looks really cute.
It never smells like a shot of tequila.
It's like a tube, a little beautiful matte tube that smells so good.
And you can refill it.
And you can really refill it. They're like
come in like refillable glass bottles. So very
conscious brand, which is something I really value in my top products.
Yes.
I should.
Good answer.
And so I use that. I keep that in my car. And then I also keep their hand lotion in my car because I always have dry hands. And
again, a sexy bottle, very minimalistic.
Sexy, white, beautiful little tube. And that's what they call me. Not tube.
Not the tube.
Not the tube. And it smells so good. It's also one of those things that like when you put it, like you don't think that your hands, if you look at your hands and you're like, you kind of don't look that cute. But then if you put lotion on, suddenly your hands look so cute.
They just needed hydrated.
They just needed hydrated.
Yeah.
Like so much of what we need is just a little bit of hydration.
That is so true.
So, yeah, Evolve Together products are chic as fuck and they smell so good. The Monaco smell is really good. And the Malibu thing is really good.
Hand sanitizer.
And I today just purchased a little bit more stuff for myself.
Stop buying things around Christmas, dude.
Did you already buy it? Be honest.
No, I didn't.
See, I knew you hadn't, which is why I did it.
I didn't think you needed more. I got you a bunch of refills last year.
They have lip balm.
Yeah, I did know that. We have some of them.
I had no idea. So I bought some lip balm. I can't wait for it to come. I'm so excited.
You're cute. Okay, my next two are literally sat in front of us if you're watching on our little table.
People can't get themselves me.
You're so cute. No, you can't have her. She's mine. She's not for sale. Unless it's for the right price.
Yeah. How much would you sell me for?
I wouldn't sell you for anything.
Thank you.
Your Tumler deck. I know this is like a little corny doing a product that Taryn has made, but I genuinely know that if this is something I stumbled upon at a store and bought myself, it would still be on the list. If I had no idea who made it, you give me the same product, I'd be shouting it to everyone who would listen. The way that this deck of cards, I didn't think we were going to use it that much because we worked on the questions for so long. Like you were testing your list to me for a year. Like I've heard all these questions. The way we use this all of the time.
Yeah.
Always learn stuff about people. Even you and I, when we break it out and play alone, I learned something about you. And we've answered all of the questions at least 5 times through.
Totally.
But we can do it again. And it's like any given day can be a new answer and like create a new conversation. I just think this was so genius. And I think a lot of people try to make conversation cards. And I always have like kind of I guess I have critiques on almost every other conversation cards. And the fact that these are like just normal playing cards makes it so easy instead of just like, here, you answer a question, I'll answer a question.
Yeah.
I think it has taken your essence and put it in a little tiny box.
I really appreciate that, honey. Thank you for
It's just so true. You are so good at bringing people together and asking thoughtful questions. Everyone wishes they had a Taryn because you make hanging out with people so fun and so comfortable. Nothing's forced. Like it's very easy to be around you.
Thanks, honey.
And I think this deck of cards will make it easy for a lot of people to be around each other, even if you don't have that skill or have a Taryn. So,
dude, you got to make that into an ad for me.
You can just clip the pod.
I guess I should. Hold the box
Oh, here,
up.
Let me send you my script I pre-wrote before.
That AI wrote.
I'm like, chat GPT, tell me.
That's really kind, honey. Thank you. I'd like to say too, I sold out my first run.
Yeah, you did, baby.
That wasn't what I wanted to say, but I just.
But you should say that. That was so sick.
If you want to buy these, they are actually sold out.
Oh yeah, I should have put it on my list.
So,
oh shit.
But I should be
purpose of
getting
the
them in early January. So if you have any late, I should be getting new stuff.
The shipment should be in.
Yeah, new stock or whatever. So if you have any late gifts to give, or just like you want to stock up and pass them out to people because they're cool, then that would be great too. Just go to tumlerdeck.com or Tumler Decks. No, I think it's just tumlerdeck.com. What's it say on the bottom?
Tumler Deck.
Okay, tumlerdeck.com. And then you just need to go to where you would add it to your cart and click notify me when it's back in stock. Thankfully, lots of people have already done it. So make sure that you get in on the next drop.
Yeah.
What
do you have
sorry, but what I did want to say is that Cam already talked about this earlier, but this weekend when we played with the Tumler deck, we did a white elephant and you had to like bring things from your house that were on at least $20.
Yeah, it was like you couldn't purchase a new gift. You just had to something you weren't going to use. Yeah, so cute.
So I had a Malbin golf hat that I brought, but I also brought a deck of Tumler cards, put them in my little bag, and so sweet. Like our friend Matilde opened them and was like, let's play while we do white elephant. And I literally disassociated in the best way during that time because I was like, this I think is probably top 10 moments of my life. Like I really genuinely feel that. Yeah. Because people were using something that I made with like just total love. I fucking love that thing. Using it and actually enjoying it, and it didn't feel cheesy, and it didn't feel like I was like, oh my God, you guys don't have to do this right now. Like I felt a little awkward in the beginning because I just didn't want people to feel like,
I have to do Taryn's game. Yeah.
But then we would get sidetracked and just continue playing it without doing what we were originally doing. And like the questions just were hitting, and I just felt so like I did something. I just felt like I did something. And it was like,
you should be so proud.
Yeah. So thanks for
I was so proud. I was sat there beaming. Like, Dad, my baby did that.
I love you.
I love you. Did you think of a fifth thing?
Yeah, I did.
As you're looking around our home.
But our fifth thing was the same. So that's why I deleted it.
Our fifth thing was the same. Oh, okay. So then
you go.
That's
and I'll
fine.
think if I can find one more.
So, this candle that's also in front of us, it's from a brand called Marmar Candle. And the scent is Mono No Aware. One, it has a really cute meaning. Did you know anything about this?
I Googled it like a month ago when we got the candle.
I just looked it up. Basically, Taryn and I have always said the best scent is a freshly lit match.
The best of
and
all time.
Why has no one put that into a candle scent? And I guess it's like very hard to get that same essence, but this candle is the closest thing we have found to it. It's tobacco and vervain. Is that what that says on there?
Yeah, I don't even know what vervain means.
I didn't know I thought it was like maybe vetiver or something, and I typed it and it autocorrected. Right. No, tobacco vervain. And Mono No Aware is a Japanese concept that refers to the awareness of impermanence and the beauty in things. And I just thought that was so cool. It's like really just like appreciating something that's fleeting.
The best. Like a candle.
But that's exactly what a match scent is. It's like, that is so crazy to me that we like it because it smells like the scent of a match lit. And that scent is so short-lived and it goes away and it's very hard to capture.
Yeah.
And this isn't exactly that scent, but it's very, very close. And I was like, oh my God, it's kind of like telling you just
ever.
Appreciate that lighting it might be your favorite part. I just thought that was so cute. I was like, oof, I love that.
Love.
Yeah, I looked online. A bunch of like little boutiques sell this brand. They have a website. I couldn't find like a direct link to this one, but again, I'll put all the info in the description.
It will shock and awe everyone that you gift it to.
I mean, if they like that scent, it's pretty specific scent.
No, but it's
Thank
good.
God we like the same scents. What would we do?
Avid candle lover, honey.
Baby, what would we do?
If, you know what? Add that to the list of things that should be like, do you want kids? What kind of candles do you like?
The real first date questions here.
And
marriage, kids, gaming family, candle scent.
Yep.
That's all I need to know, baby.
Done, baby. My fifth thing I just remembered.
Wow, we're really compatible where it matters.
Was my baby got me an Elwood set.
Yeah.
What would it be called? Like a
sweat set.
Sweat set. My baby got me an Elwood sweat set. Okay. Cool. And I will tell you, whenever, like, I feel like femmes can wear sets a lot easier than like anyone else can, because like, I don't know how to describe it. It just like,
I think
like,
it's the balance of slouchy and put together, where
you know
femmes
what
often
it
have
is?
makeup and hair done.
It's Pilates sets. It's like aloe and what's the other brand that you've used their sets before to work out?
Are you talking about like yoga sets though?
Yes, but I'm starting there. What is that? What's that brand you used to always wear before aloe?
I don't know.
Set
Set Active?
Yes, Set Active and aloe. You're always wearing those sets. You used to always wear those.
sets.
Well, we haven't been working out as much. I'm sorry, I hate to say that, but you wear them when we work out. That is what you wear.
But I don't wear them as like you're saying like to wear them around. I don't really wear
look
sets
very
for
put
style.
together when you have those sets on. Like if we go get coffee or something and you have like the matching bottoms and top.
I think having anything like coordinating is gonna look better. Yeah.
So I've always been like, I want to wear sets, but I just don't wear that style of clothes really. So I was like, ugh. So I kind of put sets aside. Then my baby started to wear these like little matching sweat sets. And I was like, that's very cute. And then my baby got me a matching sweat set, and it's cool looking. It looks nice, but it's also super slouchy. It's like it's exactly what I like.
Yeah, comfort, but
yeah. And I've worn it a couple times just like with a hat, and like I'll even sometimes wear it with boots or something if it's cold, or I'll just wear it with Nikes or Converse or whatever.
Yeah.
And I just feel like, oh, I'm getting to like be comfy cozy, but I still look good. Legit.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's a great gift because it's
great gift.
Yeah. Also this weekend at our little lesbian getaway, the second we walked in, someone had brought sweats for everybody.
I know, that was
Sweat
so cute. I was like, this is my dream, I think.
And we all put them on.
I never want to leave here.
That was a nice gift.
That was so nice.
I was like, what the fuck? There's like 40 sweatsuits. I mean,
I know.
there was like 8, but
I'm like, there weren't 40 of us there.
Whatever. And those are our favorite things, not just for Christmas gifts or Hanukkah gifts, but gifts. If you ever want to just give
Gifts
your
of
buddy
life.
A little gift or give yourself a little something.
Yeah.
Those are things that brought us a lot of joy this year. And I would love to know what yours are. Please tell us.
That's sweet.
Yeah,
we're not done shopping either. So have you?
Yeah, please.
Us out.
Tell us your
That'd be great.
your tings.
Yeah. As we mentioned last week, the Peep hotline is open. I am so excited. It has been so fun to be able to like listen to you guys sharing your stories or questions or advice.
Yep.
So if you want to send in anything, you can call us at 323-577-8857.
If you just want our 2 cents on anything.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be
it.
like a big dramatic story. You could just be like, what do you think about X, Y, and Z?
Yep.
Go. Whatever you want. Or if you just want to like share something silly that you saw happen that day. Whatever.
It is so fun to hear your guys' voices.
So fun.
And we're so excited. We've been wondering who would be our first ever call into the PP hotline. And today, Catherine has won that battle.
Let's hear it.
Hi, Tammy and Taryn. This is so exciting. My name's Catherine, and I am calling in with an advice question today. So, a little backstory. I find social interactions very awkward and very draining. And I can be a pretty good conversationalist, but I always end up feeling untrue to myself. So my New Year's resolution is to stop mirroring the energy of others and to just try to stay true to who I am and my personality in all types of conversation. And also, just so you know, as background, I also work at a private club in hospitality, so I get a lot of practice in like professional interactions, but obviously this can feel very rehearsed at times. So I'm just looking for advice on how to feel comfortable in my own personality and my energy in all social interactions. And I think you guys could be helpful with answering this because it seems that you guys lean toward extroversion, and everything that I've seen from you guys is very silly and kind and feels true to who you are. So yeah, just looking for some advice. Love the podcast. Thanks so much. Bye.
Well, that was iconically sweet.
First of all, perfect first voicemail.
Perfect.
Like the way that was I was going to say written out, but you probably didn't write it out, but it was just perfection.
Perfect context.
Thanks, Catherine.
Just, yeah. I think this is going to be a great question for you to answer because
Catherine.
I think you can relate. That felt like you left that.
Yeah, I was like, am I Catherine? I left our first. I'm like, I wrote that out.
I'm Schmammy.
What?
I don't know.
No, Catherine, it's so funny that you say we could answer this well because we're so extrovert. I feel like I shock so many people when I'm like, I'm so socially awkward. I'm really introverted. People are like, no, you're not. And I think people get confused when you can hold a conversation or be outgoing. They think like, oh, no, you're so outgoing. It's like, you don't know the demons I'm fighting inside my body right now. You don't know what's going on in here.
This isn't me.
Yeah.
It also is me, but for a very short amount of time.
Yeah. I used to call myself a chameleon where I would hang out with people and I would kind of like, not intentionally even, but I'd be assessing what part of me they wanted. I wasn't being fake. I was picking, I mean, partially I was, but I wasn't like not being myself. I was picking who they would want to see in me almost. So then
I think that's a form of mirroring, which is what a lot of people do to feel like.
Which is what Catherine said.
Yeah.
I think it's not even like, oh, I'm trying to be liked. I'm just trying to have a positive interaction.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do what I have to do to make sure we get on the same page. And I would leave interactions exhausted, drained, because I was putting on a fucking show, performing my ass off. And then whoever I was talking to either thought we were now best friends or they were in love with me or I was the greatest person in the world.
Yeah.
And it's like, of course you do, because I just showed you exactly what you wanted to see.
Right.
That's easy.
Right. So how do you navigate that? Sounds like that's exactly what our homie's going through.
Yeah, deeply relate to that. Honestly, I think it took two things that took quite a long time. So I don't have any quick fixes, unfortunately. But one, it started with me just being confident in who I am and liking who I am. So I wasn't really concerned if I did something or said something. I mean, I will. There are certain things that I've said in conversations where I go, what the fuck was that? I will still lay my head on the pillow at night and be like, oh my God, that 10 years ago was so dumb. But I think like, it's the same thing I say when people are coming out. If you are confident in who you are, you don't actually care as much what other people's opinions are. So I think the number one, just going in and just going, I know who I am. I like who I am. If it's misinterpreted, so be it. And that takes time. And it never fully goes away.
Yeah.
Like I'm still going to be concerned. There are some times where I'm like, I cannot socialize today because I know I'm not feeling okay with who I am at the moment and confident.
Yeah.
And then I think the other aspect of it is, what was I going to say? I had another thing. I honestly forget when I had like a clear second point, but I just realized another thing is focusing less on yourself and more them. And I know that might sound counterintuitive because it could make you mirror more, but like not worrying about how you're coming off, asking the other person more questions. Like,
Yeah.
I know that feels so wrong if you're mirroring because you're like, well, wait, then I'm just caring more about what they have to say. But I feel like if you're asking genuine questions and not thinking like, what am I going to do next? What am I going to say next? You are getting to know them and you're going to authentically react.
Yeah.
And then you might actually open up yourself. That's such a better tactic in getting to know someone instead of mirroring them and just like giving them what they want. Getting them to open up and then meeting them there, not being the only one. My other technique I used to do is like make people very comfortable so they would open up and then I actually didn't share shit about myself. And I realized you have to have a two-way street for that to be a positive interaction.
Yeah.
So I think like listening and then also sharing, not being afraid to share as well.
Yeah.
What thoughts do you have while I try to remember what my actual second point was?
Yeah. I mean, my main thing is always just like being curious is really easy in social interactions because it takes the heat off of you in a way that lets you kind of calm down if you're feeling anxious in a conversation because someone else is talking. But it also makes the other person feel really like valued because you're asking them questions about themselves.
Yeah.
But so I guess one thing to add to that is like, it's really easy to make another person feel like they're being interrogated if you lean too hard into curiosity.
Yeah.
But the way to counterbalance that is to ask open-ended questions that like foster longer responses and like more interesting responses. So instead of like, if someone says something about the drones and you're like, oh, did you see the drone? And they're like, yeah, you could be like, what's your best guess? What do you think the drones are? Or like something
and
like
that's
that.
not even something personal.
No.
You don't have to ask somebody about like intimate questions in their life. It can just be, what do you think about X, Y, and Z? Whether it's a movie you saw or whatever. I think focusing on those kind of things is really helpful. I think for Catherine, it's going to be super tough because when you're in a job, like I was in retail for a long time, so I would talk to people all day. But like she said, in hospitality, it's so curated. It's like, I know how to hold a conversation. I can talk to somebody, but I want to have like, I want to feel comfortable in relaxed friendship environments and getting to know people. I think and that can be different.
I think that comes from knowing yourself. Like you said, being confident. And I agree that that is a part of it. But I think confidence comes from actually knowing who you are. Like you don't feel confident.
The first step of confidence is knowing that person.
Yeah, like you don't feel confident when you feel like floaty and like, am I here? What do I do? Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But like, if you know what you bring to the table as a friend, as a person that speaks, as a coworker or whatever, you'll feel more confident because you know what areas you like to go down and what areas you're like, yeah, that's not for me, but that's okay that it's not for me because that's not me.
Yeah.
And I think like I feel like one thing that always comes off really genuine for you in conversations is like, you are really good at giving advice. So when people like ask for advice or are genuinely like, oh, I'm just like stuck in kind of a weird situation, I think you shine in those moments because like, you know that you're good at that. That's like something that like, it comes natural to you, but it is also a little personal. Other people who are not good at giving advice and know that about, or don't know that about themselves would find that same conversation really awkward. Yeah. Where it's like,
if kind of lean into what you know a little bit more.
100%. Like if someone comes to me and is like, hey, what should I do for my makeup routine? I know about myself that I know nothing about that. It's a lot comfier for me on a conversation then to be like, look, I absolutely hear you. Let me get my wife. She's the person for this conversation and I will get you a beer. And like, that is like a totally pleasant social interaction that like comes from me knowing myself and comes from me knowing your strengths too. So
I also really value when people are upfront about what they don't know.
Totally.
I find it really annoying when people just like feel the need to interact in a conversation and share their thoughts on something they might not really have insight on. Like I always find it so impressive when people are like, oh, I actually haven't heard of that. Like, what do you mean? Where I think a tactic for a lot of people who do mirroring a lot is like, don't back down. Be like, yeah, like just keep going until you understand. And that's always so uncomfortable when you can tell someone's doing that.
Totally. Small things too is like conversations are more fun when everyone's having fun and feeling seen and heard and enjoyed. And I think like small ways to do that, like everyone loves the sound of their own name. Say their name to them every once in a while. Like remind them that like you're in this conversation with them and not just like talking to someone to talk to someone. Look at them. A lot of people don't look at people. And I feel like actually making eye contact, not like staring at them, but just like making eye contact when you're talking is like makes you feel again like, oh, we're talking.
I'm bought into this. Yeah.
And third, I don't have a third. I forgot it.
Oh,
so it's fine.
We kept forgetting.
Yeah, I think that's got to be it on that.
Yeah. That's got to be it on that.
We really came in with a lot. I think we got excited with our first call.
Yeah, we did. Our first call was very exciting. All right, guys. Well,
we're going to pack it up because it's time for us to go play quacks with our friends.
It's time for quacks. We're so excited.
We love you guys. Pleasure as always.
See you next week.
Can't wait to get more of your voicemails.
Oh, our Spotify comments are back open. Sorry, I got kind of locked out and it made me approve every comment. And I finally got in. I approved all your comments.
Oh,
and
they were there?
There was tons.
Oh, fuck.
And great comments.
What the fuck?
So please, as my one little Christmas wish, subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. What do you do if you're listening on Spotify?
Subscribe.
Also subscribe. Subscribe wherever you are. Like it. Leave a comment, leave a review, interact. It really helps us out. 5 stars only, 5 stars. That's all. Love you guys. Bye.
Give my baby her Christmas wish.
Please.
And give me my Hanukkah wish.
Yes.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye.